We're hoping their floodlights would shine on successive home wins for the first time this season. Liverpool, with 5 wins in their last 7, hadn't lost at the Valley in 6 visits. New signing John Barnes only made the bench for Charlton against his former club. Liverpool were unchanged. Commentary comes from Ian Crocker.
So it's Redknapp then, deflected off the two-man wall. McManaman, wonderful save from Simon Royce. As Steve McManaman finally produced a serious chance in this game. Might have been drifting wide, but Royce wasn't about to bank on that fact. Kinsella. Pringle. Oh, Bjornebye made a mess of it and presents Charlton with a corner. Kinsella's corner and Robinson's header, and Pringle knocks it over. Closest Charlton have come. It was John Robinson who was horribly unmarked then, and Pringle wasn't exactly picked up either. Ince. Maybe it's opening up for Liverpool a bit here. Kinsella decides that it won't. Free kick going Charlton's way. Now there was a challenge by Paul Ince, and it's a red card that's been shown. Well, it's all turning a little nasty. I think it's Jamie Carragher who's been shown the red card. It's a red card for Jamie Carragher, and Liverpool are down to 10 men. Well, this was the incident. Kinsella was challenged by Ince, and that considered to be an elbow from Jamie Carragher. You have to say at first glance, it might be considered a little harsh. Steve Brown's free kick has picked out Robinson, and his cross, oh, Staunton made the mistake, and it's going to be a goal for Keith Jones. Within seconds of Liverpool going down to 10 men. Robinson's cross. Liverpool seem to be their own worst enemies here. Staunton's missed kick, and Keith Jones has put Charlton 1-0 up. And a stumble by Redknapp has allowed Pringle put in the clear by Kinsella, but Rigobert Song had no time for any rustiness then. Redknapp's error allowing Kinsella in. And what a timely intervention from Rigobert Song. Redknapp. Barnes. Aiming to inspire Charlton. And here he is again. Gets it back from Pringle and slips it through to Pringle. James has committed himself and did the business in the end.
Today's game, very tough. We had to do a job, I think, is the term, which was exactly what we did in the first 60 minutes. And then took full advantage, as quick as you can, really, but took full advantage of the sending off.
I'm an angry man today because I think Mr. Reed made a wrong decision, and that outbalanced the game. The game was even. I mean, we were probably getting more control of the game, and I think half-time, no booking, and suddenly 3 or 4 bookings in 3 minutes. One standing off, nobody knows. The player doesn't know. I would like to know. I would like to ask him. He doesn't want to see anybody, and apparently on the video it doesn't show anything. And he penalised us twice, because first the sending off, and second he didn't even give us time to reposition ourselves. And at the end of the day you lose 1-0 on a very, very, very awkward decision, I think.
mean, it did look at first glance that it was very harsh. Although his arm was raised, it didn't seem there was any intent.
Well, I'm glad you say that, because I mean he was just passing in front of the player. I mean this is a second booking in 2 games, and there's a little bit of cheat behind that. And I know that FIFA is, pretending, probably is trying to find whether we can book those who cheat, but this is a cheat. And funny enough, I mean even the linesman, he said he had nothing. He was just 10 yards away from that.
Well, the normally cool Gerard Houllier is an angry man, Ray, and he's got every reason to be, hasn't he?
Well, I played for Gerrard at Paris Saint-Germain, and I never saw him angry. He's a very mild-mannered guy, and there he is angry, and I think he's quite justified in being so, because I don't think Jamie Carragher actually touched him. It was just a tussle for the ball. Here we see Paul Ince here, Kinsella robs him, and it's just a tussle for the ball, and he's quite a distance away, is Mr. Reed. He comes across. I think what happens with referees, when they start running towards a scene, then you fear the worst, and I think that's what Mr. Reed did.
This is a better angle, isn't it?
Much better, Claire, yeah. Really, it's just a tussle for the ball. It's an arm that goes across his chest. There's no elbow involved at all, and I think Jamie Carragher's been very harshly done by.
He's made a lot of it, has he, Pringle, do you think?
I think he has, yes, and I think he's down to players now. I think there's a lot of things said about refereeing decisions, what have you. I think players have to take a little bit more responsibility and act a bit better on the football field.
The other thing that Gerard Houllier was very upset about, Ben, was the fact that the free kick from the incident was taken very quickly. His players didn't have time to regroup, and they were a goal down before they knew what was happening.
Yeah, I think in a situation like that where you've lost a player, you need time to to get back in and reposition yourself, especially when you're a man down. And they've been caught at 6s and 7s, and Steve Staunton's miskicked it, and Keith Jones is there to bang it in the net.
I think Steve Staunton will be very disappointed with that. That ball coming in there was bread and butter for Steve Staunton to get that away, Claire, and that's a bad mistake from him. But Jonesy does very well to stick that in. They've done very well, Charlton. 2 wins this week.
Alan Kirkby clearly felt on his interview that it was about time they deserved something, and now they've got 6 points in a week, and that's really given them some hope, hasn't
That's
it?
right. They've been playing some good football, Charlton, without getting results. They'd lost a lot on the trot, but what they've done now, they've turned it round, got a little bit of luck, and now they're flying.